So it sounds like we're in fierce agreement that mentorship is really, really important. And this, believe it or not, is just as important a step, retirement, as any other directorship. It's, or, any other part of this director cycle or life cycle. And I know from having chatted to you about these things in the past, I love some of your notions around overboarding and those sorts of things. Explain those a bit more, because they are really helpful ideas.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I'll start with overboarding. One of the really
Mm,
important things to keep in mind is your capacity to continue to perform adequately in the role, of course, and adhere to your fiduciary duties. That means that you have to have enough time to commit to the role. And the role of a director is becoming increasingly complex. You hear great directors that say, this is not a retirement job. If you want a happy retirement, retire, play golf, do something else, because being a director is not a retirement job. It's hard work. You have to invest the time to really deeply understand not only your organization, but these emerging issues and trends in market.
mm,
So, and there's a huge responsibility on your shoulders. So I think that it's something increasingly that we have to have a conversation about, but we also then have to have it in the context of remuneration for directors and the way that directors put together portfolios of work, because there's no doubt that, I think that I read something from a New Zealand organisation that said some of its directors had up to 15 boards that they were sitting on. Now that to me feels like a lot. And I think that it's really important. And so why does this come up in the context of a conversation around retirement? Because you've got to know when to retire. And if you want to take up another position, but you're going to be stretched thin, then retiring off a board before your natural term is up is absolutely the right thing to do. You
mm,
have to know when it's the right time for you to go. If your energy, your attention span, your time is diverted to a point where you can't give a full contribution to a board, then that's absolutely the time. And look, that sometimes is really hard to recognize in yourself. It might be a tough conversation that a chair has to have with a director, or even that a director has to have with a chair, because it might be the chair that's the one in the hot seat on this particular one. But it's something that I think is really important. We need to have a broader conversation in Australia around the role of a director, how much responsibility is involved, its remuneration, and therefore how many boards can you reasonably be expected to be on top of.